The sirens have faded, leaving only the haunting quiet of dawn. Cold, gray light slices through the thick, dusty air, revealing a landscape of devastation. This neighborhood, vibrant just yesterday, a place of homes and life, is now a silent, sprawling graveyard of twisted concrete and rebar, a grim testament to a force that tore a community apart. Amid this crushing stillness, one old dog moves with the deliberate, labored pace of age. His name is Max. Once, he was a legend, a search and rescue hero with an infallible nose. But today, his steps are heavy, his proud snout dry and cracked, and his ears, once sharp enough to catch the faintest whisper, seem to strain against the oppressive silence. His eyes, which once burned with unyielding purpose, are now clouded with the haze of time. Max's senses are gone. The captain's voice comes through the radio, a quiet, heavy rasp. He's checking the same spots over and over. It's time for him to retire. Though spoken softly, the words land like stones in the morning stillness. Nearby, a rookie named Liam says nothing, his gaze fixed on the old dog. He can see it too. This is more than fatigue. It is the slow, inevitable dimming of a once bright flame. Max, as if sensing the shift in the air and the weight of their collective gaze, pauses his search. He turns his head and looks directly at the captain, his longtime companion. There is no sadness in his eyes, no anger, only a deep, quiet understanding that transcends words. For a fleeting moment, a memory flashes through Max's mind, a ghost of his former glory. The day he plunged into the flames, he emerged with a child's small hand held gently in his grasp. The day he found a survivor buried deep in an avalanche, he was hailed as a hero, his bark a symphony of hope. Back then, his nose was infallible, his spirit unbreakable. But reality is a cruel master. The captain approaches quietly, his movements heavy with unspoken words. With a soft, final click, he unfastens the worn leather of Max's SAR harness. "It's over, partner. You did well." The words are a thank you, an honor, but they are also a dismissal. Max is no longer a hero. He is just a dog. The state-of-the-art acoustic sensors remain silent. The thermal cameras reveal no signs of life, only the cold, dead echo of concrete. No survivors detected. All teams prepare to withdraw. The captain's order rings out, heavy and final. The team begins the somber ritual of packing up, their movements slow, their shoulders slumped. Despair hangs over the site like a thick, choking shroud. But then it happens. Max, who had been trailing behind the team, comes to a sudden halt. He freezes in front of a seemingly impossible pile of rubble, a chaotic, massive tangle of crushed concrete and twisted steel. His body goes rigid, every muscle taut, his nose twitching frantically as he samples the air with renewed intensity. And then he barks. It is a sound no one has heard from him all day, low, powerful, and desperate, a guttural cry torn from deep within his chest. His entire being focuses with an obsessive, unwavering intensity he hasn't shown since morning. "What is it, Max?" one of the crew members asks, turning back with a trace of concern. But the captain, weary and pragmatic, shakes his head. He's just tired, he's confused, let's move on. The words are cold, logical. The machines, the pinnacle of human technology, have reported nothing. How could they trust the instincts of an old, failing dog? The team resumes their somber retreat, each member turning their back on the sound. Only Max's lonely, desperate bark remains, echoing again and again across the ruins, a solitary plea against the silence. But one person stops. Liam, the rookie. Perhaps years ago, on another, smaller mission, Max had found him when he was a lost child. Or perhaps he simply possessed a pure, unwavering faith in the animal he deeply respected. He turns back, locking eyes with Max across the debris field. He sees the plea in the old dog's gaze. It's not an order, not confusion. It's a silent, desperate scream. Believe in me. Liam glances from the captain's retreating back to the relentlessly barking dog, his heart torn between the logic of his training and the instinctual trust he feels. Wait! Liam's voice cuts through the air, sharp and clear. He spins on his heel and breaks into a jog, racing back toward the pile of rubble where Max continues his frantic vigil. Hey, get back here, rookie! The captain yells, but Liam doesn't stop. He doesn't even hesitate. Max, sensing he has finally found an ally, barks with even greater ferocity, his paws clawing desperately at the base of the debris. Quiet! Everybody, quiet! Liam presses his ear against a small crack in the concrete, closing his eyes to concentrate. Max, understanding, immediately stops barking, his body trembling as he holds his breath. Tap, tap. From deep within the concrete tomb, faint but unmistakable, comes the sound of something tapping. It's a signal of life, a desperate pulse from a survivor too weak to cry out, a sound too faint, too organic for any machine to detect. I've got something. There's someone in here. We have a survivor. Liam's shout sends the entire team rushing back, their disbelief swept away by a surge of adrenaline. Heavy machinery roars to life, its powerful arms lifting the massive slabs with agonizing slowness. Then, from the darkness below, a small, grimy hand emerges from the gap. When a firefighter gently carries a tiny, dust-covered child out of the wreckage, a profound, breathless silence descends over the entire site. Everyone stands speechless, frozen in the presence of a miracle. The captain, his face streaked with dirt and sweat, slowly turns toward Max. His eyes are filled with astonishment, reverence, and a deep, unspoken apology. That evening, back at the station, under the warm glow of the setting sun, Max's harness was removed for the very last time. But this moment was different. One by one, every member of the crew, from the grizzled veterans to the young rookies, knelt before him, gently stroking his head. No words were spoken, none were needed. There was only a profound, silent respect. That final bark, it wasn't a call for help. It wasn't even just a signal that life lingered beneath the rubble. It was his last voice, his final defiant shout against doubt, asking for one simple thing, to be believed in. That night, Max lay down in front of a warm fireplace at Liam's home, curled up on a soft bed, sinking into a deep, dreamless sleep. He didn't bark anymore. His final mission was complete.